This is Sean Plouffe from Hitterish.com. Today we're going to talk about how to hit the outside pitch. This is a clip of Cano from the World Baseball Classic. He's able to hit this pitch down and out and drive it for a home run to the opposite field. One thing I want you to notice is the position that he gets to. I talked about that in my last video. But basically, this position right in here. So in this position, the back elbow is pulled back. The bat is almost vertical. He has a nice bend at the waist. The front foot's not down yet. And his shoulders have actually counter-rotated. And with most guys, you'll see the shoulders counter-rotate to about even with the opposite middle infielder. That's normal as long as you can keep two eyes on the pitcher. That will give you a little bit more room to create power to the opposite field. So from this position, I want you to notice the tension that's happening, and as he falls forward here, he's really able to keep this elbow back and keep the hands close to the shoulder, right? So even in this position right now, the foot's getting down, his hands are still back. So even all the way into this point in the swing, his hands are hidden from the pitcher. So this swing is happening deep or behind the leg. You'll hear me talk about sometimes bat speed happening from within the batter's box. That means basically you're able to create some bat speed without turning your body, right? So you'll see the barrel fall down into the plane of the pitch here. And again, that's before the hands move. So here as he gets into the swing here, eventually you're going to have to reach out, right, to hit that outside pitch. But a couple things he's done really nice is he's kept this bend in the torso. That way he's brought his back shoulder as close to this pitch as he could possibly get. That way you can keep the hands close to that back shoulder and really maintain control of the barrel of the bat. So the closer we can get this back shoulder to the ball, the better off we are. The next thing I want you to notice is how he's able to extend his hands out from his body, out through this pitch, instead of trying to hook the ball. Right? A lot of guys from here would immediately take that left turn, but he's able to extend his arms out this way. So he kind of stops the rotation of his shoulders in order to keep the barrel moving out towards the pitcher or out towards the field he's hitting to. You see how that happens? The shoulders have kind of stopped rotating here. So let's take a look at some more guys and see if they do a similar thing to hit the outside pitch. Here's Adrian Gonzalez. He's probably one of the better opposite field hitters in the game. And again, you can see he has a bit bigger counter rotation move. Elbows drawn back and nice bend at the waist like we talked about. So this pitch is up and out. It's a little bit easier to get to this pitch. But I want you to notice how he's able to direct his swing in that direction. So most guys will kind of start with their hands within view of the pitcher, their elbow not pulled back as far. And when you do that, you don't have room to create that bat speed to the opposite field. So by counter rotating like this, he's created some room to direct his swing. So now when he gets back to neutral, he's already halfway through his swing, right? So he's created all of this space back in here, back behind the leg, in order to create bat speed and hit the baseball. And notice, again, the hands haven't pushed away from the back shoulder, right? He's twisted the bat back behind him and carried that into the baseball without the hands ever pushing out or trying to run away from the back shoulder, right? And like we talked about before with the body, his body's kind of stopped rotating here, right? You see the back hip extend out towards the field he's hitting to, and everything kind of stopped so that he can finish out towards the opposite field, right? Really, really nice depth to the swing. So I'll try to explain that as we get into the swings here. This is Trey Turner in a practice setting. Again, you can see how gathered he is. He's really pulled that elbow back. And you can see outside pitch, he's able to create this bat speed. Watch the barrel and the back elbow move together. Bat speed, and then run into the baseball. So by getting to this position with the elbow back and creating this bat speed back behind him before the hands come forward, he's able to really create this bat speed and still deliver power to this ball that's being hit deep in the zone. Not starting his swing from here like most guys, right? Where the elbow's kind of down, the hands are kind of forward, and the bat's down. From here, what tends to happen is you push the hands forward or you pull sideways with the shoulders. But by starting in this position, he's able to create more bat speed and really kind of keep the core under control and direct his energy out to where he's hitting the ball. Really, really like this clip. All right, moving on. This is Orlando Arcia from the Brewers, I believe. This is a spring training clip, but I really liked some of the things that he was doing here. You can see how he really balances on one leg and kind of falls forward here, but he's able to pull back the elbow and get to a really nice position. And look how deep his swing happens, right? So when I say everything happens behind the leg, I mean the hands stay back, everything stays back behind this leg. And again, the swing happens back in there, so it's being pulled by the back leg. Right? And you see his finish, kind of everything in his body language right here. Look at the hips. His hips are basically pointing to the opposite field. He hasn't completed that turn to the pull side because that would just pull him off the ball, right? So the hips only have to turn as far as the location of the pitch. Here's a clip of Ryan Braun hitting a home run to the opposite field. A lot of similar characteristics we saw from the other guys. And Braun is a guy that really has a nice deep swing plane, gets on playing with the pitch early on all his swings. But again, you can see the tension between the upper and lower body, the tension between the back elbow and the back knee. And you can see the back elbow, watch. So he's almost even with the shoulder line at this point, and the bat's straight up. And I want you to watch the back elbow and the bat move together. So as he falls into here, you see this happen? The back shoulder, the back elbow, and the bat all kind of move together to rock this shape in the arms to move the bat and hit this ball the opposite field. So if he were to open up his body for power, he would pull off this baseball. And you'll see that a lot from guys who are trying to hook the ball and pull the ball. They won't have a deep enough swing path to handle this pitch, right? And this is really what makes the difference between a good hitter and a great hitter, is creating this depth, creating this tension, and being able to hold that tension, hold on to it as the foot gets down, hold on, before the hands leave the back shoulder, right? And you can see how close he keeps his shoulders here. Close, and now he can let his arms out and hit this ball the opposite field. So this is valuable not just to hit the outside pitch, but also to be adjustable to all pitch types and locations. And especially for off-speed pitches, this same kind of thing has to happen, right? So on the outside pitch, you're waiting for the ball to get a little deeper so you can hit to the opposite field. Whereas on an off-speed pitch, you have to do the same kind of thing in your swing where you really hold this tension, hold the hands back, and then let them out when the ball gets in the hitting area. Here's one more clip. This is Barry Bonds. I assume this is from blimp view, but again, you can see where he starts, very similar position to Trey Turner that I showed you earlier. And the swing happens from behind his leg. Watch the hands and the bat never get in front of the leg, right? And he's at contact. So at no point did he push the hands away from the shoulder and push it across his chest. The back leg pulled the hands and you run into contact. Now, he didn't hit this ball the opposite field. It was more center field. But, you know, he's Barry Bonds. He was trying to pull the ball and hit home runs. So, again, the adjustability to be able to keep the hands back and keep this tension between the back elbow and the back knee is what allowed him to still square up this baseball and hit it for a home run. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel. This has been Sean Plouffe from Hitterish.com. Catch you next time.